Very good morning to all of you friends. Today we are going to study about animal tissues. Now under animal tissues we will study about 4 different types of animal tissues. Okay, you must be remembering we have studied about cell, animal cell and plant cell, the difference between animal cells and plant cells. Now in today's video we will study about the types of animal tissues. Okay, in our previous video we have completed plant tissue. Now you already know that animal cells, they do not have cell wall, so their tissues are totally different from plant tissues. Okay, so we will start with animal tissues today. Now animal tissues are basically of 4 types. Please remember, they are epithelial tissue, connective tissue, muscular tissue and nervous tissue. So today we will start with the first one, that is epithelial tissue, the characteristics of epithelial tissue, the functions of epithelial tissue and the location of epithelial tissue. Okay, so whatever tissues we are going to learn, please remember these 3 points: the characteristic of that particular tissue, the function of that tissue and the location where those tissues are present in our body. Okay, so let us start with animal tissues. Now under animal tissue we will study the first one, that is epithelial tissue. Okay, epithelial tissue. Now epithelial tissue means outer protective tissue. So we can write here outer or protective tissue. That means this tissue protects the organs, okay, whether outside or inside our body, like the skin. So the skin is made up of epithelial tissue. So they are outer protective covering type of tissue which covers not only our body from outside but also the internal linings like our buccal cavity, okay, cheek cells which are present, or the internal lining of a nose or the eye or the stomach or the organs. So they are present in the linings, okay, lining, or you can L-I-N-I-N-G, lining of the organs. Now the first type of epithelial tissue is squamous epithelial tissue. Squamous means square shape. So they are squamous but they are very thin in nature. Okay, now these squamous tissues, they are present adjacent to each other and they are present on a basement membrane. Okay, this is called the basement membrane. Now the characteristic of epithelial tissue, here you can see that almost all the tissues, they are present on a basement membrane. So it is a characteristic feature. Also the cells of this tissue, they are adjacent to each other, they lie very close to each other and intermolecular space is usually absent. Okay, they are close to each other. These are some of the characteristics of epithelial tissue. Function I have already told you, they form protective covering of the organs, etc. They also help in exchange of biomolecules. Okay, substances move in and out through these cells. And these are the characteristic features of epithelial tissue. These are the types and location. Where are they located? In the linings of our body. So once again let us see the first one, that is squamous tissue. So squamous tissue, these are present in like the cheek cells, buccal cavity, okay, or you can say the internal linings of the blood vessels, or alveoli. Alveoli is present in lungs, okay, sac-like structures which help in exchange of gases. Because these cells, they are like this, very close to each other and they are only one cell thick, so they allow easy exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide, okay, because they are very thin and delicate membranes, so they easily allow oxygen or biomolecules to cross them, although they are semi-permeable in nature. Okay, so the first one is squamous epithelial tissue. The second one, cuboidal epithelial tissue. Now cuboidal means cube shaped. Okay, so these cube shaped cells, these are called cuboidal epithelial tissues. They also lie on the basement membrane, but their function is to provide mechanical support. They also help in protection as well as easy exchange of gases, but their importance is in mechanical support. So they are present in the ducts of the kidney or tubules or salivary duct, etc. Okay. The third type, that is columnar epithelial tissue. Columnar means pillar shaped, pillar like. So these columnar epithelial tissues, they are present in those areas where absorption of substances take place and in some tracts like the respiratory tract. Okay, because sometimes they have cilia on them. So like the cilia are present, hair-like projections which are present on the outer side. And suppose these are the cells, okay, nucleus is present. And some hair-like structures which are present. These hair-like structures, they help in rhythmic movement of substances like some dust particles. Like in our respiratory tract, we sneeze. So whenever any dust enters into our respiratory tract, the ciliated columnar cells are present in our trachea, okay, this windpipe, which moves the or removes the dirt and the mucus. Sometimes we cough also, that mucus away, so it comes out through our mouth or nose. So they help in movement of dust particles or mucus, etc. Okay, mucus is nothing but a type of, you can say, fluid like substance that is secreted by cells in which the dust particles are captured. Okay, so sometimes when cilia is present, we call them ciliated columnar. Ciliated columnar epithelial tissue. So they become ciliated columnar epithelial tissue because cilia is present. Okay, sometimes they also have glands, like cuboidal can also have glands, columnar can also have glands. Then we call them glandular. Okay, glandular cuboidal epithelial tissue. Gland means some cells become swollen and they become specialized to form gland-like structures which secrete some substances, okay, like hormones or enzymes, which are distributed to other part of the body. So they become glandular epithelial tissues. Okay, now so we have glandular epithelial tissues. The last type is the stratified squamous. Stratified squamous are present in our skin. Okay, stratified means layered. See, there are several layered. They are squamous tissues only, but they are several layered. Okay, so these are some types. Where are they present? In the skin. Their function is protection. Now these are some of the types of epithelial tissue. Once again, squamous epithelial tissue, cuboidal epithelial tissue, columnar epithelial tissue, stratified epithelial tissue, or stratified, I can say, squamous epithelial tissue. We can say ciliated columnar epithelial tissue, or sometimes we can say glandular cuboidal epithelial tissue, or simply glandular epithelial tissue. Okay, so these are all the types of epithelial tissues. Now in our next video we will study about all the different types of connective tissues. So I will upload the summary. Okay, please go through the summary and learn them, and also write them in your class of copies. Okay, so in our today's video we have completed epithelial tissue, that is the first type of animal tissue. 3 more are left: the connective tissue, the muscular tissue, and the nervous tissue. Okay, connective tissue is little bit longer, we will do it in one day, and muscular tissue and neurons we will do in another day. Okay, so please draw this diagram from your NCERT book. Okay, thank you so much for watching this video. Please go through the summary and write them. Thank you.